Imagine the sun-drenched streets of San Francisco in the late 1960s. The air buzzed with peace and love, a time of change and revolution. Yet a darkness lurked beneath the surface. A killer, hidden in plain sight, stalked the night. This was no ordinary criminal. He craved notoriety, a twisted desire for fame. He taunted police with cryptic messages, his signature a chilling symbol, a crosshair within a circle. The Zodiac Killer was born. His reign of terror began in December 1968. Two teenagers parked on a lover's lane became his first victims. Their tragic deaths sent shockwaves through Northern California, marking the beginning of a nightmare. The Zodiac Killer became a chilling enigma, a phantom who vanished as quickly as he struck. His case, riddled with unanswered questions, continues to fascinate and terrify, a chilling reminder of the darkness that can lurk even in the brightest of times. The Zodiac Killer claimed responsibility for 37 murders. His reign of terror left an indelible mark on the history of crime in America. However, only 7 attacks, resulting in 5 deaths, are officially attributed to him. The discrepancy between his claims and confirmed cases has puzzled investigators for decades. Each attack bore his chilling signature, a macabre calling card left at the scene. These signatures were often cryptic symbols or taunting messages designed to instill fear and confusion. On July 4, 1969, another young couple fell victim to the Zodiac's cruelty. This attack was particularly brutal, showcasing the killer's escalating violence. Parked near a golf course, Darlene Ferrin and Michael Mageau were ambushed. The couple had no idea that their evening would end in such horror. Darlene died from her injuries, but Michael, despite being shot multiple times, miraculously survived. His survival provided crucial insights into the killer's methods and demeanor. 2 weeks later, the killer struck again. This time his attack was even more audacious, as he seemed to be taunting the authorities with his boldness. He targeted a couple enjoying a picnic at Lake Berryessa. The serene setting of the lake contrasted sharply with the violence that unfolded. This time, he donned a bizarre costume, a hooded executioner's robe adorned with his signature symbol. The costume added a theatrical element to his already terrifying persona. Cecilia Shepard and Brian Hartnell fought bravely, but tragically both succumbed to their injuries. Their struggle highlighted the killer's ruthlessness and the victim's desperate will to survive. The Zodiac's final confirmed victim was Paul Stine, a San Francisco cab driver. Stine's murder marked a shift in the killer's pattern, targeting an individual rather than a couple. Shot in cold blood, Stine became another tragic figure in the killer's gruesome game. The randomness of this attack added to the public's fear and the police's frustration. The Zodiac, in a chilling letter to the police, even claimed to have taken a piece of Stine's shirt as a trophy. This brazen act was a direct challenge to law enforcement. These attacks, each one more brazen than the last, terrorized the Bay Area. The community lived in constant fear, unsure of when or where the Zodiac would strike next. The Zodiac seemed unstoppable, a phantom moving freely through the shadows, leaving a trail of death and fear in his wake. His ability to evade capture only added to his terrifying legend, making him one of the most infamous serial killers in history. The Zodiac Killer wasn't content with simply taking lives. He craved recognition, a dark desire for fame and infamy. His calling card? Cryptic messages, taunting letters sent to local newspapers. These weren't the ramblings of a madman. The Zodiac's letters were calculated, filled with ciphers and codes, intricate puzzles he believed only he could solve. He promised clues to his identity, hidden within the jumbled letters and symbols. One cipher, famously known as the 408 cipher, was cracked by a schoolteacher and his wife. It revealed a chilling glimpse into the killer's psyche, a message filled with misspellings and a chilling lack of remorse. However, other ciphers remain unsolved, their secrets locked away, mocking the efforts of law enforcement and armchair detectives alike. These cryptic messages, a chilling testament to the Zodiac's arrogance, continue to fascinate and frustrate, a macabre puzzle box yet to be fully opened. Section 4. Behind the symbol. Piecing together a killer's mind. Who was the Zodiac Killer? This question has perplexed both law enforcement and the public for over half a century. What drove him to commit such horrific acts? Was it a deep-seated psychological issue, a traumatic past, or simply a desire for chaos? These questions have haunted investigators for decades, leading to countless theories and speculations. While his true identity remains a mystery, his crimes and communications offer a glimpse into a disturbed mind. The Zodiac Killer's letters, filled with cryptic messages and taunts, were a window into his twisted psyche. Profilers, studying the Zodiac's letters and crimes, painted a picture of a narcissist, craving attention and control. They saw a man who thrived on the fear he instilled in the public and the power he wielded over the police. He enjoyed the fear he instilled, the power he held over the public and the police. His ability to evade capture only added to his sense of superiority. His letters, filled with misspellings and grammatical errors, suggested a lack of formal education, possibly a high school dropout or someone with a blue-collar background. Yet, the complexity of his ciphers indicated a mind that was both cunning and methodical. His choice of victims, mostly young couples, hinted at a possible hatred for love or relationships, a twisted jealousy fueling his rage. This pattern suggested a personal vendetta, perhaps rooted in his own failed relationships or perceived rejections. The Zodiac craved recognition, a desire for infamy evident in his constant communication with the press and his elaborate attention-grabbing crimes. He wanted to be remembered, to be feared, and to be immortalized in the annals of criminal history. Building a profile, however, is like piecing together a shattered mirror. Each clue, each piece of evidence, offers a fragment of the whole, but the complete picture remains elusive. Each shard offers a reflection, but the complete picture remains elusive. The Zodiac's true motives, the dark secrets that lurked beneath his carefully constructed facade, remain shrouded in mystery. The Zodiac's true motives, the dark secrets that lurked beneath his carefully constructed facade, remain shrouded in mystery. Despite the best efforts of countless investigators, the enigma of the Zodiac Killer endures, a chilling reminder of the darkness that can reside within the human soul. The Zodiac Killer's reign of terror in the late 1960s and early 1970s left an indelible mark on the city of San Francisco and its surrounding areas. His ability to blend into the fabric of society while committing such heinous acts only added to the fear and paranoia that gripped the community. As detectives continue to sift through old case files hoping for a breakthrough, the legend of the Zodiac Killer grows. Each new piece of evidence, each new theory, brings us a step closer to understanding the mind of this elusive predator. Advances in forensic technology offer a glimmer of hope that one day, the Zodiac Killer's true identity will be revealed. Until then, the mystery remains, a puzzle that continues to captivate and horrify in equal measure. The wall of clippings and photos serves as a testament to the relentless pursuit of justice. Each piece of the puzzle, no matter how small, is a step towards uncovering the truth. As we delve deeper into the mind of the Zodiac Killer, we are reminded of the complexities of human nature and the lengths to which some will go to achieve their twisted desires. The search for answers continues, driven by a collective need to bring closure to one of history's most baffling criminal cases. Section 5, Hunting Shadows, Profiling in Pursuit of a Phantom. The Zodiac case marked a turning point in criminal investigations. It was a case that baffled law enforcement and terrified the public. The Zodiac Killer, an unidentified serial killer, operated in Northern California during the late 1960s and early 1970s. His crimes were marked by a series of cryptic letters and ciphers sent to local newspapers, taunting the police and the public. It highlighted the importance of profiling, using behavioral patterns and psychological analysis to understand and catch criminals. Profiling became a beacon of hope in the dark world of unsolved crimes. The Zodiac's unpredictable nature and his ability to evade capture made it clear that traditional methods were not enough. Prior to the Zodiac, investigations relied heavily on physical evidence and witness testimony. Detectives would scour crime scenes for fingerprints, DNA, and other tangible clues. Witnesses were interviewed extensively, and their testimonies formed the backbone of many cases. However, the Zodiac, a master manipulator, left few clues at his crime scenes. His meticulous planning and execution left investigators with little to go on. The lack of physical evidence was a significant hurdle, and the few witnesses who did come forward provided inconsistent accounts. His face, hidden behind masks and disguises, became a symbol of fear and uncertainty. The public's fear was compounded by the media's portrayal of the Zodiac as an almost mythical figure, a phantom who could strike at any moment. With traditional methods failing, law enforcement turned to a new breed of investigator profilers. These individuals specialized in understanding the minds of criminals. They used psychological theories and behavioral science to create profiles of unknown offenders. These experts, studying the Zodiac's letters, ciphers, and crime scenes, attempted to understand his motivations, predict his next move, and ultimately, unmask him. The letters were filled with cryptic messages and bizarre symbols, each one a puzzle that needed solving. They analyzed his choice of victims, his methods of killing, and the chilling content of his letters, searching for any clue that could lead them to the man behind the mask. The victims varied in age and background, but the brutality of the crimes was a constant. The Zodiac case, though ultimately unsolved, helped to solidify profiling as a crucial tool in criminal investigations, paving the way for its widespread use in future cases. The techniques developed during the Zodiac investigation have been refined and are now standard practice in law enforcement agencies around the world. Profiling has become an indispensable part of the investigative process, offering insights that can lead to breakthroughs in even the most challenging cases.